4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to 4321 podcast. My name is David Davis and I am your host. I'm outside, my backyard. It's a beautiful day. Blue skies, no chemtrails or cloud seeding today. They took a day off, I guess. But anyway, so I wanted to come out here, get some fresh air, and talk about, real briefly, about something called our subconscious mind. I'm not going to go into deep with it, and I'm just going to explain just a little bit of what I know and understand about it. But it's a lot to know and understand. But let's go over the basics of some of my thoughts about what it is and how important it is, and what's the difference between that and our subconscious mind. Our conscious mind. So people say there's two minds. Our mind is split up in two, right? Subconscious mind and our conscious mind. But it's arguably could be split into three. So it's subconscious mind, conscious mind, and an unconscious mind. But I'll just talk about the difference between the subconscious mind and conscious mind. They say that we have, every day, we have over 60,000 thoughts, 60,000 or 70,000 thoughts a day. But what's amazing about that is that 95% of those thoughts are the same thoughts we had yesterday, just on repeat. And that's our subconscious mind, right? And so when I came across that information, I thought it was incredible, amazing, and I wasn't aware of it. But it made me believe or think that, if that's true, we can change that, right? Change your thoughts. I can consciously change what I think about, and by doing that, it can change my life. I guess good, bad, or indifferent. But our subconscious mind, the way I see it as, it's like a huge memory bank, right? It's a memory bank. It's capable of like unlimited storage. Like having a computer with, some computers might have 8 terabyte, 10 terabyte, 12 terabyte storage. Imagine having unlimited amount of storage space. That's what it is. And I wouldn't say we're compared to a computer, but I think a computer's mainly made in our likeness. But I know people more familiar with a computer, so I might make an analogy comparing it to a computer, because that's what we're used to. But our subconscious mind is sort of like our hard drive. It just stores our memories, and believe it or not, it stores almost, I would say, literally everything from the day we were born. Everything is stored. Everything that we've seen, everything that we've heard, everything that we touched, everything that we experienced, everything, absolutely everything, is stored in our hard drive. The problem that we have is recalling it, recalling those memories. Our conscious mind, recalling them, but they're there. And so that's what's incredible about our subconscious mind. And people they did some studies years ago about where they would stimulate people's brain, like elders, stimulate their brain, and they can, with electricity, I believe they use. Shock therapy, I'm not sure what it's called. But I saw this documentary where they stimulated the brain, and they were able to recall things as a childhood in almost impeccable detail. The way things looked, sounded, like everything. Before I continue, I forgot that I'm wearing some glasses. I know if you're listening to my podcast, you can't see it, but on video, you'll see that I have these glass shades that have a third eye on it. I wore it on my other podcast episode. I'm wearing it again, but that's just to represent my third eye, my pineal gland that is activated. But anyways, so what was I saying? I forgot what I said. I lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. But there's a great quote by a gentleman by the name of Brian Tracy. He was one of the first people I heard years ago talk about in detail about the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and made it very clear and understandable. So check him out. Check out Brian Tracy. He has some great videos and books on it, and it's changed my life. But he had a quote saying that your subconscious mind makes everything you say and do fit a pattern consistent with your self-concept or your master program. So like we're all programmed to do certain things, right? Our mind. Like I said, like we have 60, 70,000 thoughts a day, but only 95% of it is the same thoughts we had yesterday. But our whole body is controlled by our subconscious mind, meaning that we don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about breathing. You don't have to think about your heart rate. You don't have to think about your body temperature being staying at 98.6. You don't have to think about certain walking. Your whole body functioning, your subconscious mind takes care of all that for you. And our conscious mind is the mind that makes the decision based on those thoughts and experiences that we've had in the past. So it references the subconscious mind. There are four things. Think of it, four things, right? There's four things that our subconscious minds do, right? It first identifies whatever it is that you're facing, right? And then it compares. It compares in your past, like if it relates to something that you've seen or done in the past, it compares it to it, right? So it identifies it, compares it, and then it analyzes it, and then it finally makes a decision, right? To do. You can be real quick, but that's the function that I understand about between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Right? You're going down the street and you hear a gunshot. The first thing your conscious mind identifies what that is, and then it checks with your subconscious mind for anything in the past that it ever experienced, so it knows what to do. It analyzes it, and then it makes a decision. If you hear gunshots before, if you're used to it, it identifies it quicker. Boop. You can compare it to a situation a little quicker. Boop. You can analyze it quicker, and you can make a quicker decision. So people that are around a certain situation, your reaction time might be a little quicker. But somebody who hasn't, may take a second from to react to that gunshot or whatever that is that you're facing. What else about? So what we got to do is knowing that's what our subconscious mind is and what it does. We can deliberately program it to give us the tools to make the decisions we want to make. All right, so we have to focus your thoughts. Think of your thoughts, focusing on deliberately your deliberate thoughts and attention for uplifting positive ideas, and then you start beginning programming yourself, your subconscious mind, towards things that you desire, or that will affect how you see or experience life. Right, your perceptions will change, your perspective on certain things will change, and all that is just a program. We are compare yourself to a computer. We're just a computer program, our minds, and a computer program can be changed. It can be upgraded. It can just be changed, right? And we are the most powerful supercomputer there is. And the dangerous part of that is that's why mainstream media and powers that be know that. They know that about our minds and how we are easily programmed, especially our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is almost there to protect our conscious mind. So like if you think of our conscious mind, if your conscious mind is like in the forefront, in front of your lobal, in front of your brain, if it makes decisions based on everything that you're seeing, if you think about it, everything that you're seeing, it would be overload, and you would lose your mind. And so, to protect yourself, your conscious mind only deals with things that are important, or that it feels it's important at that moment, and passes on what it's seeing, what it's hearing, everything passes it on to the subconscious mind. Just packs it away and deal with that later, or not deal with it later, but just packs it away. It never forgets it. It always packs it away. And so your subconscious mind is sort of there you can think of it as protecting our conscious minds from losing our minds, you know. So it's an incredible system that we have to protect and be careful about what we put in it, or what we allow, and probably more important, what we allow to be put in it. It's not a mistake. You see billboards, you see quick commercials, subliminal messages, because they know that your mind, your subconscious mind, never forgets anything it sees, every little detail. So a quick flash of something on the screen, your conscious mind didn't think anything of it, but your subconscious mind recorded it, and it has it there. And the next time you're driving, you're hungry, you're like, I'm hungry. Your conscious mind reaches out to your subconscious mind, says, I'm hungry. What should we do? Let's check our files here, compare it, and then analyze it. I'll make a decision. We're going to eat, and for some reason I want McDonald's. You think you made that decision because you want McDonald's, but it's not, because that thought and that idea was placed in your mind that when you're hungry, you eat McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, whatever that is in that commercial that was programmed, that supports, not just because you saw something, but it supports your programming. Then you're going to make that decision. You're going to make you think you're making a conscious decision based on what you did out of free will, but it wasn't really free will. You were manipulated. It's kind of scary to think about it. But because we know that, now that we know to be aware of it, be careful about what you watch. And that's why I don't watch. When it's commercial time, I turn it off. If I'm watching, listen to a Spotify, if a commercial comes on, if something I don't want to feel like I don't want to be programmed, or I'll just fast forward or walk away until it's over. So we have to be careful about what we put in our minds and our subconscious minds, and be careful about, not supposed to be careful, but be conscious about and purposeful of putting things that you do want, because our subconscious mind doesn't judge or make opinions about what we store in it. It literally just keeps everything there for us to use to help make decisions that support the program that we have, right? It's not gonna make a decision and say, oh, that's bad. Oh, I don't want to think. No, it doesn't do that at all. It doesn't make any type of those decisions. It's just there just to support what your program is and what your conscious wants, what it thinks it wants. So read a lot of books, positive books. Speak affirmations. That's why affirmations are important. What else about it? I can give some. Whenever your conscious mind is faced with a situation, like I said, it refers back to your subconscious. That's the word for subjective. Your subconscious mind is subjective. It doesn't make decisions, opinionated decisions about what you're referencing. It just pulls up the file, and say, this is what you want. Make a decision. All right. So let's change our thoughts, change our pattern to positive affirmations, positive thoughts, positive ideas. It might be uncomfortable, because it is uncomfortable, because your subconscious mind is there to keep you in a comfort zone, comfort level of where it knows your program is. And if you try to do so, that's why you ever try to do something outside your comfort zone, or something outside a pattern that usually it feels uncomfortable, physically, emotionally. That's why on New Year's, I guess everybody has their New Year's resolution, and then when they try it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel comfortable. Next thing you know, your subconscious mind pulls you back to what you're comfortable. I won't say what it's comfortable, but what you're comfortable with. But we can push those. We can change that comfort zone. We can change the way we feel about certain things. The more you do something continuously, the more comfortable you get with it. That's why they say if you do something, and that really defines what a habit is, right? So the more you do things, it becomes a habit, good and bad. So if you work out, like I've been working out consistently since Thanksgiving. That's what, December, January, February, we're in March now. 4 months. I try to do like 5, sometimes 6 days a week. I get up early and I work out. It was uncomfortable in the beginning, but I knew it was going to be uncomfortable, and I prepared myself, and I just did it anyway. But now it's just it's becoming a habit where my body just knows. I don't get uncomfortable with it. I get up, and that's the first thing I do. I go out, get dressed, take the dog out, and work out, and then my day goes so much better. But the comfort level is so much better than in the beginning. But that's because our subconscious mind tries to bring us back to what we're comfortable with. So let's all get uncomfortable and start doing some things that you don't normally do in your routine. If you're driving to work, take a different route. Go a different way. Just do it. Come back home differently. I don't know if you ever a pattern, things that you do every day, a regular routine, kind of change it up a little bit just to see how it feels and get used to that. I think the biggest thing is just being aware of your subconscious mind and understanding what it is. When you see something, when you think of something, like, that was my conscious mind just trying to tell me that I'm gonna do something different. And you tell your conscious mind, nope, this is what we're gonna program now. This is what we're gonna do from now on. All right, so let's do that. I try to do that as much as I can, because our subconscious mind, it loves patterns. It loves patterns. Anything with a pattern. So that's what it's trying to get you to do. But those patterns, what's great about the patterns that it loves is that it's not making a decision on those patterns, like as far as an opinion or a judgment, it's just going to give you those patterns. So if you have bad patterns, it loves that too. If you have good patterns, it loves it too, as long as it's a pattern. So whenever you do something outside your usual patterns, it can make us feel uncomfortable and give you negative feelings and emotions. But let's try to ignore those and push ourselves. I told my kids, I don't know if this has something to do with subconscious mind. I guess I would say I'm relating this story because I consciously made this decision. You ever ride on the highway and you see a bad accident and you know it's going to be bad? You can just tell. And it's a lot of traffic and you see everybody rubbernecking, looking at, driving slow on the other side. You're on the other side driving by. And you want to look, but then if you look, you saw something you didn't want. You're like, and you feel bad about what you look. Why'd you do that? You didn't have to. You made a conscious decision to look. And so when I realized that a few years ago, I made this decision. I said, anytime I see an accident, I will consciously not look. Not out of fear in it. It's just because I know my mind wants to. It's right now I would say it wants to, but it's telling. I'm programmed to do that, and I wanted to change that program. I didn't like that program, so I said, what? I'm in charge of my program. I'm going to change it. So from now on, I'm not going to look. I'm going to keep driving, looking ahead, and I'm just going to send positive energy and thoughts to whoever's involved in that accident and their families, and just keep it moving, keep it rolling. And so that's what I did. I told my kids that the other day. We saw an accident. I said, see this accident that's up ahead? Most people want to look at it, and when they look at it, if they see something gross, they like, why did I see that? And then they're traumatized. But they made that decision to do that. They didn't have to. I said that from now on, I made the decision not to look at things. I just keep moving and send positive energy, and then keep driving. So that's our subconscious mind I saw something, I identified it, I compared it to my past, and then I analyzed it, and I make a decision. That decision once you analyze it is if you want to be traumatized by what you see or not. Yes. So, but I made that decision, a conscious decision not to do that, and I felt good about it. And it was harder in the beginning, but now it's so much easier. I can just drive by and not worry about it, not look at it. I don't even look at the news right now. It's so funny. Because the news is all bad news. They're trying to program fear. And so I understand the whole media manipulation, how it works. I've been on top of that for like over 20 years. I haven't been looking at the news. I would look at it. If I did look at it, it'd be look at it with a different eye, with this third eye. Where because I asked a lot of questions like over 20 years ago about who controls the media and the news, and because it seems like the journalists aren't journalists of the past. They seem like the journalists now are just actors reading a script. Who's writing these scripts? A lot of these scripts are pretty much similar, or the same script, even on a different network. And even if it is a different thought or the opposite thought, CNN versus Fox, it still seems to be manipulated by the same people, if that makes sense. Or the same ideas, they're not really controlling or telling the news. So I say that to say that I made that decision not to watch and not to have fear in those ideas and those narratives be my narrative. And when I made that decision, it just changed the way I felt every day. I live my life, my perceptions, my perspectives. Everything is different because I'm controlling my narrative. Or am I? Anyway, so that's it. I just wanted to come out here real quick and kind of share some ideas about the subconscious mind and conscious mind, how it affects our everyday life and how it affects my life, and how I try to make a conscious decision and try to encourage you to make a conscious decision to learn more about us and how we operate. Because we are the ultimate creators of our life, and so there's nothing externally that is in control. There are a lot of external things that are trying to be controlling, but ultimately you are in control of your life and creating your life. So we have to take responsibility and take it and understand it ourselves, reach inside and to learn more about ourselves, inside and outside, in our minds, bodies, all parts of us. So that's it for today. I'd like to thank you guys for hanging out. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like if you're on social media, and I'll be sharing some more thoughts about some other interesting topics that help shape my life where I am right now. And I'm learning so much, and I've learned so much in the past. So I like to share all the information that I've learned, and then hopefully it's something that helped you or helps you as well. Again, my name is David Davis, 4321 Podcast.